Hi everyone, welcome to VRC with Gaurav. In this video, we are going to take a look at CAT 2021 third slot and RC number 3. RC 1 and 2 already uploaded. Strongly exhort you to go and solve those passages also. Okay, so without delay, let's dive in, solve this RC passage. Before starting, if you haven't solved this RC and you would like to also go through it and solve the questions before going through the explanation, the timestamps have been put in the description box. Read the passage, pause the video here, then go directly to those timestamps where you can see the questions, attempt those, jot down the answers, and then you can anyway come back to know what the answers are and also go through the explanation. Okay? So chalo, without delay, let's get started with the RC passage explanation. ज्यादा कुछ नहीं बोला है यहाँ पे, frankly speaking, छोटा मुंह बड़ी बात टाइप सिचुएशन हुआ है या फिर something like too much being spoken with too little substance being given out. Okay, the topic of discussion remains very basic, something known as unconscious. Okay, so I assume कि बहुत से लोगों को पता होगा ये term का meaning क्या है. There is conscious part of our brain, okay, जहाँ पे we know what's going on, the thoughts, the feelings that we are aware of, rather जो चीजें हमारे control में भी होती है. And then of course there is a lot that goes on behind the scenes, a lot of thoughts, feelings, expressions which we are not aware of or not even in completely in control of those things. तो उन चीजों को हम कहते हैं the unconscious part of our brain which we are not in complete control of or completely aware of. So regarding this, author starts off by the narrative with saying that कि आज तो हम हमारी लाइफ इमेजिन भी नहीं कर सकते बिना अनकॉन्शियस के प्रेजेंस के, मीनिंग दैट दिस कंसेप्ट, दिस आइडिया इज सो कॉमन प्लेस नाउ कि almost everybody is aware of it. Okay, but what is of important or what is of noteworthy presence here is that it's a relatively new concept. It is not like the idea of unconscious has been around from the time of क्या कहेंगे ना, Aristotle or Socrates. No, as recently as 300 years ago this idea developed. Very original, very unique. And why is this so revolutionary? Why the hell are we even discussing this? So regarding that, author says that this term unconscious, what did it help in doing is that कि बहुत सारे फ्री फ्लोटिंग आइडियाज थे, बहुत सारे अलग अलग लोगों ने अलग अलग विचार खुद के दे चुके थे. तो व्हाट दिस टर्म, व्हाट दिस कॉन्सेप्ट अनकॉन्शियस डिड वाज it helped condense all of those different ideas into one single concept or onto one single platform of sorts. ठीक है, यहाँ पे क्लियर कट दिया है that it helped embody the fleeting ideas. Fleeting मतलब उड़ती उड़ती, nothing fixed, nothing super finite. Okay, and several generations के अलग अलग concepts जो थे, so all of those got condensed and found a good home, found a good root in this term unconscious. And मजे की बात है, देखो कितने ब्रॉड एंड इंपॉर्टेंट एरियाज में इट फाउंड एक्सेप्टेंस, मेडिकल साइकोलॉजी एंड फ्रॉइडियन साइकोएनालिसिस. ठीक है, ऑलराइट. सेकंड पैराग्राफ इज वेयर जहां पर इस पैसेज के सेटर ने, इस क्वेश्चन के सेटर ने हम कह सकते हैं ना खेल गया एस्पायरेंट के साथ. इन अ वे might have really managed to scare away aspirants or trap the aspirant if he or she went ahead and solved this question in the exam, solved this passage in the exam. Why so? क्योंकि दुनिया भर का यहाँ पर उसने डेटा डिटेलिंग देकर रखा है, बट ओवरऑल पॉइंट एक ही है, मीनिंग दैट रादर 2 points कि इन द टाइम पीरियड दैट वी आर डिस्कसिंग रिगार्डिंग माइंड सोल, मतलब कि हमारे माइंड के, हमारे सोल के रिलेटिंग टू एब्स्ट्रैक्ट एंड कॉन्क्रीट जो पार्ट्स है हमारे ब्रेन के, माइंड के, उसके अराउंड बहुत सारी वोकैबुलरी, बहुत सारा टेक्निकल जार्गन स्टार्टेड इमर्जिंग. Okay, maybe science was progressing ahead, maybe a lot of people started doing research in it. So end result was that a lot of new vocabulary, a lot of new concepts are coming to the fore now. And because of these new words, because of this new jargon, what is happening कि previously पुराने भी जो concepts थे, पुराने भी जो कुछ ideas थी, they also got altered, they also got changed. So all in all, what was one key important development is you have a bunch of old sayings, old phrases, old words, but now their meanings have changed. And why so? Because the studies regarding हमारा soul, हमारा mind is progressing hard and fast and giving us new vocabulary with each passing day. ठीक है, so that is one takeaway from this paragraph. And second paragraph, the second takeaway is something fairly basic. What is that? This. कि इतने सारे जो आपको प्रोफेशन दिख रहे हैं ना यहाँ पे, सो डाइवर्स एंड सीमिंगली सो अनरिलेटेड. मतलब ऑन वन हैंड यू हैव समबडी लाइक समबडी स्पिरिचुअलिस्ट एंड साइकिकल रिसर्चर, वहां से लेकर यू आर इवन टॉकिंग अबाउट हार्डकोर डॉक्टर्स एज वी नो देम, फिजियोलॉजिस्ट, फिजिशियन, टू इवन फिलोसोफर एंड साइकोलॉजिस्ट. ओके, all of these guys are making use of this term, making use of these developments in their own professions, in their own fields of study, and trying to investigate new revolutionary ideas. For example, if you take the example of this physician, the doctors of those times, so these guys were trying to understand more about sleep, sleepwalking, anesthesia. Anesthesia मतलब वो ऑपरेशन के पहले देते हैं ना, आपको बेहोश कर देते हैं जिससे, या फिर some sensation is dulled in a particular region of your body. So you have on one hand doctors who are studying these phenomena. On the other hand, you have a philosopher who is interested in some abstract concepts like emotion, free will, consciousness, blah, blah. So all of these sorts, disparate, so unique professions sort of coming together because of this one term, unconscious, which has come to the fore, and uske around अब ढेर सारी studies हो रही है, ढेर सारा काम किया जा रहा है. Okay, so that is the highlight of the second paragraph, nothing more than that. You don't need to get lost in a lot of random detailing like this in the bracket, apparition, spectral illusion, haunted houses. क्या लिखा है ये, भागो भागो आगे भागो, कोई मतलब नहीं. What we need to take away from here is that कि ये जो इतने सारे ढेर सारे diverse professions है, all of them found a lot of use of this term unconscious and started moving ahead using this idea. खत्म काम. ठीक है. So coming to the third paragraph now, this is where थोड़ा सा this RC became a bit dicey in the sense कि what is the takeaway of the third para is not really very clear. क्यों लिखा है वहां पे और उसका implication क्या है, बहुत definitive तरीके से we cannot arrive at it. Why so? Because it says कि ऊपर जो ये ढेर सारी practices बता रहा है हमें author, spiritualist से लेकर the psychologist तक के, he is saying a lot of these practices, a lot of these professions, whatever expertise, they emerged in this time period in the closing years of 18th century and opening years of 19th century, meaning that we are talking about roughly a time period of 1790 से लेकर let's say 1810 something. Okay, so इस 20 years के time span में a lot of these new fields have emerged, they are born. And last sentence is something crucial, but उसका take away 100% clear नहीं. What does it say is कि before 1790, मतलब आप इसके पीछे जाओ. Okay, प्लीज फॉरगिव दिस मार्किंग्स. इनके पीछे जाओ, मतलब कि प्री 1790 पीरियड वाला पकड़ते हैं. let's say a time period of 1750. Okay, so what about 1750? In this time period there were very few people, almost nobody, who was discussing the strong correlation, the strong affinity between what? Creative genius and hallucinations of the insane. Okay, hallucination का मीनिंग आप जानते होंगे, कभी कभी ना मानसिक बीमारी टाइप हो जाती है, where you can see people or things which are not actually present there. Your imagination goes into such a hyperdrive that you start imagining things in front of you. Okay, इसका बहुत अच्छा रेफरेंस देखने जाए तो लगे रहो मुन्ना भाई. ओके, द सेकंड पार्ट संजय दत्त की उस मूवी का, many of you might not have watched it. If you have, तो आपको समझ में आ जाएगा. He starts hallucinating that गांधी जी is present with him all the time. ठीक है, तो इस सेंटेंस का टेक अवे क्या है, ये क्लियर इसलिए नहीं हो पा रहा है because author is saying कि 1790 के पहले there were very few people saying that okay there is a strong correlation या फिर there is a strong overlap between क्या कहेंगे ना, the creative genius and hallucinations of insanity. Okay, so what does this mean? One possible inference that we can draw is कि 1790 के बाद, मतलब कि maybe in this time period people started accepting the idea, people started putting forward the idea that देखो bro, you can have a situation where somebody is a very solid genius, he is a creative genius, but he is showing symptoms or he is showing behavior which is very much similar to people suffering from insanity, people suffering from hallucinations वगैरह. तो कहीं ना कहीं शायद तो author is hinting at this phenomenon. कि आपको कोई एक जीनियस इंसान और कोई एक पागल इंसान में बहुत ज्यादा सिमिलरिटीज मिल रही है, और ये बात एक्सेप्ट होने लगी इस टाइम पीरियड में। maybe I'm not 100% sure. And why not? Because of this break off in this sentence over here. Please note that three dots. This has become a sort of commonplace in CAT RC passages now. Thankfully, in this RC passage, they did not do it much. They did it only maybe just once or twice. ठीक है, तो इसलिए थर्ड पैराग्राफ का जो की टेक अवे है वो क्लियर नहीं हो पा रहा है what the author is trying to hint at. But anyway, thankfully there isn't a super solid question on it, so we are safe. Coming to the last paragraph, very closely linked to the first one, repeating sort of 4i ideas ka, that you have a guy by the name of Hartman, and in 1869 he popularized this term unconscious so much that almost every new development, almost every new field is trying to use this word now in order to say कि अच्छा हाँ चलो okay, I have some XYZ ideas, some field is saying this, अच्छा तो हम इसको कैसे explain कर सकते हैं? We can explain this using the term unconscious, using the concept of unconscious. तो ठीक है, इन अ वे हार्टमन ने कोशिश किया डेमोक्रेटाइज करने का इस कंसेप्ट को, बट रिगार्डिंग दिस ऑथर का ओपिनियन इज वेरी अनअबैश्ड, वेरी स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड रिगार्डिंग ऑल दिस. एंड व्हाट इज दैट? ही इज सेइंग हार्टमन का ये जो अटेम्प्ट है ना एट डिफाइनिंग द अनकॉन्शियस, इट प्रूव्ड फ्रूटलेस. वेरी स्ट्रॉन्ग असर्शन कमिंग फ्रॉम द ऑथर. ही इज सेइंग क्या पागलपन कर दिया हार्टमन. व्हाई? बिकॉज इसने इस कॉन्सेप्ट को इतना फैलाया, इतने सारे डिफरेंट फील्ड्स में एप्लीकेशन करने की कोशिश की, that the word lost its meaning. The word lost its power, ability to give you actual solid explanations of different phenomena out there. Okay, in a way I am reminded of this हमारा इंग्लिश इडियम है ना, too many cooks spoil the broth. Okay, या फिर इसका हिंदी इक्विवेलेंट देने जाए तो समथिंग लाइक एक अनार 100 बीमार टाइप. So what is the one anar that we are discussing here? It is this term unconscious, and 100 बीमार being 100 different fields में इसको apply कर रहे हैं, तो इफेक्ट नहीं होगा ना, उसका कॉम्प्रोमाइज हो गया है वो impact of this concept, severely diluting the precision and compromising the impact of the concept of unconscious. So all in all, author's take on this activity, on this application of Hartman is a strong disapproval. He's not happy with what this guy did. And all in all, rounding off the discussion of the RC passage, the thing is कि नया नया कंसेप्ट निकला है 1700 के टाइम से. जब आया था, जब निकला था खुद के जमाने में, a lot of very different, very wildly different professions and fields of expertise started making use of this term. Either they used it to investigate further in their own fields, or they investigated this thing itself. Okay, and that's about it. As I said at the start of the video, seriously ज्यादा कुछ नहीं है डिस्कशन कर. लैंग्वेज थोड़ा सा कॉम्प्लेक्स किया है, सेकंड पैराग्राफ का लेंथ बड़ा रख के और ये ढेर सारे टर्म्स यूज करके थोड़ा सा स्केयर करने की कोशिश की है एस्पायरेंट को, बट फ्रैंकली स्पीकिंग मैसिव डिसअपॉइंटमेंट दिस आरसी पैसेज. विशेष कुछ भी इंपॉर्टेंट टेक अवे नहीं है. ओके, so if you have understood the narrative, if any doubts, please drop them in the comment section. If clear, so let's go, we'll solve the questions now. Meanwhile, please like, share and subscribe to the channel. Help out other CAT aspirants also in their journey, and let's solve question 1. Okay, very easy, very straightforward question. What does it say? कि all of the following can be inferred except one. मतलब कि 3 statements, 3 options you are going to find, which you can say that हाँ जी ये true तो लग रहा है पैसेज पढ़ के, और एक ऑप्शन ऐसा रहेगा which will be like no, बिल्कुल नहीं. So that is going to be answer. ठीक है, please do not miss this, except a lot of people make silly mistakes missing this word. And the answer very easily, very happily lies at the start itself, option A. Why? क्या लिखा है? न्यू कंसेप्शन निकले हैं 19th सेंचुरी में, मतलब 1800s में न्यू आइडियाज आई है, न्यू कंसेप्ट आए हैं, so they could provide new knowledge. ठीक है, so far so good, all right, यहाँ तक ओके है. Why so? Because of establishment of fields such as anesthesiology. Holy smokes, where is this word present in the passage? What we have at most is this word anesthesia in the second paragraph, which I am putting in a block right now. That's it. Okay, फील्ड ऑफ एनेस्थेसियोलॉजी इमर्ज हुई, उसकी तरह जो फील्ड्स इमर्ज हुए, उस वजह से blah blah happened. Holy smokes, nowhere mentioned at all. So becomes a very solid candidate as not a good inference. But let's go and check whether the other three options are decent inferences or not. They have to be. Why? Second option B, unrelated practices began to be treated as related to each other as knowledge of the mind grew in the 19th century. Awesome. Second paragraph में यही तो दिया है कि powerful new ideas attracted to themselves a host of a big collection of unrelated practices, experiences, blah blah blah. वही चीज सेकंड ऑप्शन में लिखी है कि बहुत सारी unrelated practices started getting linked to each other. And why so? Because the vocabulary relating to a soul, to a mind is increasing day by day. हो गया. So yes, very good inference coming in from the passage, hence not the answer. See, यहां पर जो ऑप्शन की प्रोबेबिलिस्टिक टोन है मे नॉट वाला, इसने अकेले ने ऑप्शन को बचा दिया. अगर आप इस सेंटेंस को डिटरमिनिस्टिक बना दो, ठीक नहीं होता है. ठीक. Why so? What the paragraph is saying this, let us put in this terms. P implies Q. What is P? Development of new vocabulary regarding soul and mind. Development of new jargon coming in technical language. ठीक है. तो इसकी वजह से हमारे बहुत सारे different fields got affected. They started off investigating a lot of different things. That is event Q. Okay. And what does option C implies? Option C is implying something like this. Not P implies not Q. कि अगर वो फैंसी वोकैबुलरी, फैंसी जार्गन डेवलप ना होता तो हमारे अलग अलग फील्ड्स में वो डेवलपमेंट भी आपको नहीं मिलता. शायद, मे नॉट, मे बी. तो ठीक है, बोल सकते हैं. यू कैन गिव द बेनिफिट ऑफ डाउट बिकॉज द ऑथर इज क्लियर कट लेइंग द causal link of development in fields to this vocabulary which has grown in that time. तो बोल तो सकते हैं. अभी nobody can go back in time and ensure what actually happened. तो इसीलिए as I said at the start, may not की वजह से, इस probabilistic tone की वजह से ये ऑप्शन बच गया in the sense you can infer this from the paragraph and hence it is not the answer. Okay, you take away this may not and you put a definitive term there, I would immediately mark it as my answer here. Okay, क्योंकि गारंटी नहीं दी जा सकती P implies Q से इस चीज की, not P implies not Q की. Okay, please keep this thing in mind always. Coming to last option, 18th century thinkers were the first to perceive a connection between creative genius and insanity. Okay, this is where the third paragraph comes to a help. Please note this last sentence. 18th century thinkers मतलब 1700s वाले time में, the time period which we discussed, 1790s वाला वगैरह. So these guys were the first to understand that there is a link between creative genius and insanity. Recall that Venn diagram which I had built with that heavy overlap between insanity and genius का, तो वही ऑप्शन है ये D. And when did this first happen? 18th century. Yes, correct. क्योंकि 1790 के पहले तो ऑथर इज सेइंग नहीं के बराबर लोग कोई डिस्कस कर रहे हैं बात को. मतलब डिस्कशन स्टार्ट कब हुआ? 1790s में, which is still 18th century. इसलिए this can be inferred, hence not the answer. Okay, so I hope that this is clear to you all. Still, if you have any pending doubts, residual queries, please drop them in the comment section. Okay, coming to the second question now. Frankly speaking, I did not like this at all. Respectfully, I would like to criticize. Respectfully, I would like to disagree with whoever made this question. This question category relatively new to CAT exam, wherein you try to encapsulate the entire RC passage into 3, 4, 5 keywords, which will help you understand the mapping of how the passage has been written. So my disapproval for this question, first of all, stems from the fact that you have 4 paragraphs going on in the RC passage and you have only 3 words in there. What is going on? That too, a paragraph as massive as the second one and just 1 word randomly something. Another problem throughout all the 4 options is कि कहीं पर भी वो जो terms लिखे हैं वहां पर, they are not necessarily arranged in the correct chronology in the way they appear in the passage. Meaning that, let's take a look at this word psychoanalysis. Where does it appear? It appears, look here, first para, last word. So what is this psychoanalysis doing at the end over here? We have language and unconscious का discussion. Unconscious तो चलो ठीक है, शुरुआती उस word से हुई है, and that word features all throughout the paragraph, all throughout the passage. So unconscious is a word which you definitely need in this question का answer. But regarding the language wala thing, ki language started getting enriched because our knowledge of soul and mind was growing, blah blah. So that part is mentioned over here. Psychoanalysis should have come first, language should have come later. So all in all, I mean, frankly speaking, once again, I did not like this question and option framing at all. Horrible, very bad. So going by the basic understanding of this question layout, what we try to do is कि एक hero word रहता है पूरे passage में. You know, just like मूवी का हीरो होता है ना, वैसे ही आपको भी आरसी पैसेज का एक हीरो चाहिए जो आंसर ऑप्शन में होना ही होना चाहिए. If it is not there, it makes the option very weak and susceptible to, straightforward rejection. In this case, we have that word as unconscious because it makes its presence all throughout the passage. And this is not at all even present in option D. So what do I do with it? Horrible, useless option. Anyway, okay, let's go to the second option now, B. It has the word unconscious, good. But what is this latent conception? What is it? Dreams? Focusing on something very specific word usage, focusing on something which has been used as a very specific example in the RC passage, nothing more than that. For example, dreams, take a look here. Author has used it this way. Now, physicians are studying dreams, sleepwalking, blah, blah. Dreams is not something which is the highlight of the second paragraph, right? So on the basis of that also, latent conception, where is this written? Over here in the last paragraph, first line. Not cool at all. A wasted option has only the first word as a good candidate, nothing more than that. Second and third words are very hopeless. Coming to option A and C, to be honest, I liked both of them and I disliked both of them. And my verdict for this question stays very, unequivocally, skip it, unattempted. For fear of negative marking. That's it. दोनों भी ऑप्शंस ठीक है, खराब भी है, अनकॉन्शियस दोनों में है जी, चलो ठीक है. साइको एनालिसिस, वाई साइको एनालिसिस तो यहाँ पर फ्रॉइडियन साइको एनालिसिस मेंशन करके छोड़ दिया है ऑथर ने. Nowhere has he even touched that word ever again in the passage. Insanity, okay, forms a part of this third paragraph over here. Strong affinity between hallucinations of the insane and all. ठीक है. But still, very cursory mention at the end of the third para. So just like I did not like psychoanalysis, the same reason for not liking insanity also. Okay. Unconscious present in both language and literary languages. Okay, sounds fair enough. Covers the second paragraph properly. New word, new language started affecting existing jargon, existing terms coming also. All in all, the official answer given has been the first option, A. But once again, I am not at all happy with the explanation or the official answer. My verdict says skip. Okay. So if at all you ended up marking the third option as the answer, dil chhota mat karo. The flaw is not on your end in this case. It is largely on the RC passage and the question setter's end over there. Okay. So if you are somebody already struggling with VRC, already trying hard, not able to do justice to question pattern like this, तो इस question को आप please seriously मत लो, नहीं बनाया अच्छे से. On the other hand, if you want to test the ability regarding cracking this question, I would suggest that you go to CAT'22 slot 3. उसके अंदर में 2 RC passages में आए थे एक क्वेश्चन. So surprisingly, 2 questions of the same type making its way in the same slot, and the options have been worded really well. You can apply logic, you can apply a good thought process, eliminate options here, there, blah blah blah, and arrive at a really good option which maps the entire passage very, very, very appropriate. This is a very hopeless example that is on the screen before you. I'm not mincing any words over here. Anyway, enough of trashing this question. Let's go solve the third one. Goes without saying, if any doubts still, please drop them in the comment section. I try to reply to all the doubts that appear in the comment section within a day or two. So looking forward to help you out. Third, main idea question, I liked it. because unlike the second question, option wording here is really good. What does the question ask you? Which statement best describe what a passage is about? Okay, passage बोलने की क्या कोशिश कर रहा है? 500 वर्ड्स को एक सेंटेंस में कंडेंस कर दो यार मुझे. तो you cannot have that sentence missing unconscious word. ठीक है, आपने वो किया, आपने मतलब बेसिकली मुझे जवान मूवी दिखा दी जिसके अंदर शाहरुख खान ही नहीं. व्हाट गुड इज इट, राइट? ओके, लोग देखने ही तो उसके वजह से गए. तो बिकॉज ऑफ दैट आंसर ऑप्शन जो डी है वो इमीडिएटली कट आउट हो जाता है. वेयर इज द वर्ड अनकॉन्शियस प्रेजेंट? नॉट एट ऑल. इट इज प्रेजेंट इन एबीसी विच इज अ सेविंग ग्रेस. डी आप पढ़ते बराबर रिजेक्ट कर सकते हो. ओके, coming to option C, let's go in reverse order. What does it say? The discovery of the unconscious as a part of the human mind. Okay, very half baked, very क्या कहेंगे ना, सुपरफिशियल ऑप्शन सॉर्ट ऑफ. क्यों ऐसा? बिकॉज इट कवर्स ओनली द फर्स्ट पैरा का स्टेटमेंट कि भैया नया नया कंसेप्ट है, इसकी डिस्कवरी हुई जो बहुत ज्यादा काम में आई. ये जो अनकॉन्शियस टर्म है इसकी डिस्कवरी हमने यूज किया, बहुत सारे आइडियाज को कंडेंस करने में, बहुत सारे आइडियाज को कंसोलिडेट करने में यूज किया. बट the usage of this concept of subconscious, unconscious, into different realms, into different professions which are mentioned in the second paragraph, then also coming to that Hartman का overuse of the term and failing to make any good impact. तो ये सारी बातें तो completely miss out हो चुकी है सी में. वो सिर्फ इतना बोल रहा है कि ह्यूमन माइंड के अनकॉन्शियस का डिस्कवरी हुआ, केस क्लोज. अरे भाई साहब, उसके बाद में पैसेज में कितना लंबा कहानी दिखाया है कि after discovery so much happened. So on the basis of that you can reject option C. Coming to B, identification of the unconscious, very much similar to the third para up to here, as an object of psychical research. Arey yaar, here the option falters. Why? Psychical research, such a cursory mention over here, just one mention in the second paragraph कि because of the growing language, because of the growing vocabulary, अलग अलग जो फील्ड्स है, वन ऑफ दोस फील्ड्स बीइंग साइकिकल रिसर्च, उसमें बहुत काम आने लगा. केस क्लोज. बट द एंटायर पैसेज इज नॉट अबाउट इट ना. द पैसेज इज आल्सो टचिंग अपॉन अ लॉट ऑफ अदर प्रोफेशंस, ऑक्यूपेशंस एंड द यूजेज, सक्सेस एंड फेलियर ऑफ दिस टर्म अनकॉन्शियस. But B is fixating only and only on psychical research, which is not allowed, not cool. Hence, the answer becomes option A, which I liked it a lot. Very well framed option. Collating मतलब collection, एक जगह पे आपने जमा किया है. Collection of diverse ideas under the single term of unconscious. Excellent. This is what the entire second para is about. First para has also mentioned this thing as embody the fleeting ideas and the shifting blah blah blah. So under single term बहुत सारे डाइवर्स आइडियाज जमा हो गए. एंड दिस इज ऑल्सो टच्ड अपॉन इन द फोर्थ पैरा ऑल्सो कि एक सिंगल टर्म के अंडर हार्टमन ने इतनी सारी चीजें बिठाने की कोशिश की कि एंड रिजल्ट था दैट द टर्म लॉस्ट ऑल इट्स मीनिंग. ओके, तो ऑप्शन ए रियली वेल मेड, गुड क्वेश्चन, गुड ऑप्शन फ्रेमिंग, आई लाइक इट. इफ एनी डाउट्स प्लीज ड्रॉप इन द कमेंट सेक्शन. आई होप दैट इट इज क्लियर. लेट्स गो टू द नेक्स्ट वन. Last question now. very cool, very amazing question. What does it say? कि ये वाला sentence देख लो भाई तुम RC passage. ठीक है. Where is it mentioned? It is mentioned over. Let's go. Let me hunt for it in the second paragraph. Highlighting it in blue. The enrichments of literary and intellectual language. What did it do? It changed the understanding of the terms. It changed the understanding of expression जो ऑलरेडी एग्जिस्ट करते थे. मतलब कि आपके पास में कुछ एग्जिस्टिंग कहावतें हैं, कुछ एग्जिस्टिंग वर्ड्स है. नाउ डेवलपमेंट इज हैपनिंग इन सोल एंड माइंड वाला फील्ड. बिकॉज ऑफ दोस डेवलपमेंट्स योर एग्जिस्टिंग वर्ड्स एंड फ्रेजेस आर नाउ पोजेसिंग चेंज्ड डिफरेंट न्यू मीनिंग्स नाउ. मतलब कि पहले आपके पास में समझ लो कोई वर्ड था एक्स, उसका शायद एक ही मीनिंग हुआ करता था. But now, because of this growing knowledge of soul and mind, now this same word X has probably 2-3 different meanings. This is the meaning of the sentence quoted. And question is कि कौन सा option इस sentence के meaning को सही से दिखाता है. So to be honest, बहुत lame, बहुत घटिया क्वेश्चन नहीं है, घटिया इन द सेंस कोई दम वाली बात नहीं. द क्वेश्चन सिंपली एक्सपेक्ट्स यू टू चेंज एक्टिव वॉइस टू पैसिव वॉइस. व्हाट इज एक्टिव वॉइस? एग्जांपल, राम गेव एन एप्पल टू श्याम. व्हाट इज इसका पैसिव वॉइस? एन एप्पल वाज गिवन टू श्याम बाय राम. हो गया? आया डिफरेंस समझ में? दैट्स इट. आंसर इज ऑप्शन बी. The meanings of time honored expressions, they were changed by innovations in literary and intellectual language. Okay, in this case हमारे changes in literary and innovation language is राम, और meanings change जो हुए हैं that is श्याम. और यहाँ पर भी देख लो, क्वेश्चन में मैं आपको लिख के दिखाता हूँ. ये रहे राम हमारे, enrichment of the language, and change in the expression, change in the altered meaning मतलब change meaning of time honored expression. ये रहे हमारे मिस्टर श्याम. तो राम की वजह से शाम हुआ, राम ने शाम को एक एप्पल दिया, तो शाम को एक एप्पल मिला राम के हाथों. ऑप्शन बी. सो लेम, so lame, right? Okay, so I hope this question is also clear to you. Very straightforward, very easy. Still, if any doubts, please drop it in the comment section. More than glad to help you out. If you have watched till now, a huge thanks to you. Please like, share, subscribe to the channel. Drop your suggestions and requirements which will help you in the prep. The time that I'm making this video and going to publish it on the channel, CAT exam is just about 2 months away, sharp exact 2 months away. So if any special request, please drop it to my mail ID or in the comment section. I'll try to fulfill that wish, fulfill that request of yours to the best of my abilities. Till then, tata, bye-bye, take care. See you in the next one.